Amen. What it is, this is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go to Cash App. Show your boys some love. It works. There go to PayPal at Deem by any means. Y'all see that heart with the little dollar sign in the middle? Well, that's the super chat. You can press that at any time your heart desires. Say it with me, y'all. Happy New Year's to all. Hope y'all doing amazing. I'm back. I told y'all I'm coming back with a vengeance, and I truly appreciate it. So say it with me. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It is much, much, much appreciated, y'all. I have never in my life seen such a dramatic turnaround from two fighters ever. I watched, I listened, I waited, and everything. I'm so glad that I did because so much information has come out in about a month span that it is crazy. Devin the Dream, or it might have been a Nightmare Haney, and Vasil the Matrix Lomachenko have had the two worst years in 2024, and I'll explain why. See, other fighters that's probably at a lesser class or at a lesser popularity name probably could have had worse years. I'm not here to talk about that. What I am here to talk about is by far these just last year, these two guys both was on the top of the pound for pound list. Like I think Devin was number one or number two, something like that. Number three, Vasil was like number six, seven, something like that. Both of these fighters just last year, they had fight of the year. I said they had fight of the year. I loved it most because what I mean is they had one of the most competitive fights. That's one. They also had a fight that had the most on the line. That's two. And then three is two notable names in the sport of boxing that people actually really wanted to see fight. They didn't show that with the pay-per-view numbers, but it is what it is. These two fighters have fight of the year, and both was on track. Devin being undisputed winning, but Loma's stock ain't dropped too much because a lot of people felt Loma won that fight. That's why it was fight of the year. Loma comes out this year, has a beautiful performance against George Kambosos, one of his best performances that he's probably had in the last, I don't know, 4 to 5 years. Put on a dominant performance, and then was in negotiations with Gervonta Tank Davis, the fight everybody wanted to see, a fight that everybody was talking about, arguing about for years now. Just to leave negotiations from his own trainer, and then his promoter Bob say, I really don't know what Vasil Lomachenko's doing. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. To saying that he was gonna be out until the top of 2025. And then for Bob to come out a week before 2025 and say he don't know if Vasil's going to fight again, he still don't know. Which means that he can't have no fight set up, because even if it was going to be for a February or a March, we would be hearing about it now. He would be trying to train now. So it's not going to be in the first quarter of the year like Vasil Lomachenko manager promised. So you went from being a notable name, IBF champion, coming off a dominant performance, to arguing with Shakur Stevenson on the sideline after you just left negotiations saying you'll fight him for free and he can get it next, actually, not Gervonta Davis. Just to not do any of that, don't defend the belt, actually about to try to stay out a whole year. And I promise you he's not going to fight Gervonta Davis. If he do, I would love to be wrong. But at the end of the day, it still don't matter, because if you do wind up fighting Gervonta sometime at the end of this year or whatever, it still don't change the fact that you did all of this for nothing. If you do come back and fight him, you should have just got this out the way while you was fresh. You didn't hurt yourself. You didn't got older. Now you on a layoff. And now you want to go fight Gervonta when y'all already was in negotiations? You was fresh. You just came off a dominant performance. That would have been a better time to fight him because Gervonta would have been the one coming off a layoff, not you. He would have been the one on a year layoff. No, I mean, he just for Frank Martin, but he would have just been coming back as well. So it's not like he would have had this major advantage over you as far as activity wise. Now, that's definitely going to be the situation because if you're not fighting, Gervonta is fighting in March. So at minimum, you ain't going to fight him until the summertime. You've been off since before the summertime or the very beginning of the summertime. Terrible decision. Went from having your stock, I mean, people was back calling him the Matrix till now. We don't even look at Loma the same. We think the man we think the man gonna retire. Never seen such a dramatic change just in 1 year. A fighter be in fight of the year, undisputed, just the year prior. Come off the next year, comes off of his best performance, and then his stock gets crushed. I've never seen that. And then on to Devin the Dream Haney. First of all, I don't know where to start with so many bad decisions, but the worst decision Devin Haney actually made was dropping his belt. But then he does that and compounds that with 4 other bad decisions. The man reneges on everything he said with Ryan Garcia. The weight didn't matter, blah, blah, blah. We go through all that whole shenanigan. That was one damaging thing. And especially the way he looked. Then he comes out and fights the Mexican. That's a bad look. Then he drops his belt. Huge bad look because that actually hurts him boxing-wise. Then Devin comes out here, doesn't get heard from for about 6, 7, 8 months. And then you had Eddie Hearn and everybody the whole time he was out trashing his name. And saying, I don't nobody want to bid for his fights. Don't nobody want to pay for Devin. All this, that, and the third, right? So then Devin comes back and has a situation outside of boxing, right? Is doing a bunch of things back on social media to make him look bad, attacking other fighters, gambling. He's supposed to be in his religion, blah, blah, right? Then Bill comes back out and has a Vlad interview, which makes it even worse because he talks about Gervonta Davis and all of this stuff. Then Bill comes back out here and gets on a panel rant like he used to do after being quiet for 6, 7 months. And then commits to get caught up in... Bill got caught up in more lies in this last 2 months than he has Devin's whole career. We're going to talk about the lies, but I'm not talking about that right now. And then Devin does one of the most damaging things. Turns down a fight with Liam Paro that he could have won. We just saw Richardson Hitchison. We just saw it. He could have won that fight. I would have picked him to lose. I would have been up in the air, but I probably would have picked, especially how Paro looked against Matias. I would have been wrong. Devin would have beat him. You turn down that fight. You turn down the Sandor Martin fight. You drop your belt. You're fighting carnival workers. You're suing Ryan Garcia. Your dad going on a social media rant, making you look even worse, or he needs to just be quiet. And then the most damaging thing, y'all, he turns down Teofimo Lopez, and now the man is out here not only having a situation outside of boxing, but then now having a major situation in boxing that just hurt his stock. On top of all of that I said, he ducks Teofimo Lopez. I have never seen 2 fighters just have fight of the year last year, be 2 of the guys that everybody's supposed to want to fight, or that's the guy you need to fight to be great. And these was 2 top pound for pound fighters, and this, that, and the third. To the very next year, we don't know what neither one of them is doing. I have never seen that in boxing ever. Something swing that dramatically in that fashion. As much as Shakur Stevenson has been through this year, his stuff still hasn't swung that. And he's had people have been criticizing this fight, saying he's boring, and he's still ain't the public ain't swing on him that dramatically like they have these two men. And it's a shame. It's sad. I tried to prevent this. I tried to tell Devin. I tried to tell Devin fans. I tried to tell Truth because he the only Lomachenko fan that I know. I tried to prevent this from these young men. Well, Vasil Lomachenko, an older gentleman, but it doesn't matter. I tried to prevent this, but y'all don't listen. And it's beautiful because I predicted all of this, like everything that's happened. And I told y'all Loma wasn't going to be fighting in the beginning of the year. I told y'all Devin shouldn't have dropped this belt. I told y'all Bill was going to make him look a fool, get to a knockout panel and get destroyed. Now manager Marty got a whole series breaking it all down. Amazing to me. Y'all already know what this is, though, right? And then now Deem is back, which I'm about to make it. I mean, they look, y'all. I was going, so that gave that they should be thankful. I gave them grace. I gave Devin and Bill grace. I could have been making videos. I gave them grace, but now Dean back outside. Y'all already know what it is. This is the repass. Y'all know what this is, right? Dean by any means. And I holla at y'all.